it's a very dangerous way of living on that path where the homeless people were. So someone put some pavers in here and some stones, but definitely not rideable on my bike anyway. It's barely walkable, but it's not made of sugar. I am, but the bike ain't. Gonna need Wrecker Rick to come in here and do an off-road recovery for me. So this person went on to say, way deeper, bud, she was hired to prorogue Parliament or dissolve it and implement the War Measures Act, that's the Emergencies Act, under the auspice of the emergency to stop the Alberta process of separating. Come join me this morning. I had to get out early in the morning to do at least 2 errands, feed the dog, and I had to go pick up a spark plug for my pressure washer. And I revisited that homeless encampment from yesterday. I wanted to go over some more details with regards to that. And I get further in depth with the Governor General's appointment that was made aware to the Canadian public this week, and some more follow-up with that. And it gets a little more in depth regarding Louise Arbour. And I take the bike on a bit of a wilderness trail, not much. I'll put a little footage of that at the end of the video. All the riding footage I'll put at the end of the video. And I actually go over my bike in this video a little bit for people that my new subscribers, that I have lots of them that maybe aren't aware of my my bike and what it is configured to do. And it's a bug out type bike. It was never intended to be bought as a commuting bike or an everyday bike. It's morphed into that. But yeah, it's a unique bike. But anyhow, stick around and we'll discuss Louise Arbour and where this could go. And it could get real nasty where this may be going. And I read a viewer's comment that will outline that. Just out on my early morning outing, feeding the dog. I had to stop by Parts Source and pick up a spark plug for my pressure washer. I haven't started the old girl in about a couple years, so I want to put a fresh spark plug in and do a little maintenance on it. But anyhow, right in front of me here is the old incinerator building. This building is Art Deco, and it's in the stockyards area, and I believe it was built in 1933, I think. Let's just take a look. The date's up on the stone here, 33 or 31. Yeah, it's 1933. I don't know if you can see it up there, but it's a nice building. It's been refurbished, and it's now it's a brewery and other things. But the reason I'm out here today, well, to get the spark plug, which Parts Source is just over off St. Clair, right behind me. But also, I want to come and revisit that homeless encampment that I came across yesterday. And basically, it's just through this road here to the left, and in the paved park that runs adjacent to the Lavender Creek Trail. Well, it's a Lavender Creek Trail, but the Lavender Creek. This is part of the stockyards that is still hanging on to its roots of meat processing. To my right here is JP Towing's yard. It's a large towing company within Toronto, and they have an impound yard here, whatever. But this has been the scene of at least one shooting, and I think actually someone got hit by the shots. If you don't know, Toronto and Brampton and surrounding areas,
I think I got the copy of Carney.
there has been an ongoing tow truck war for over a decade, and people have been unalived. And you know, once or twice a month you hear about some tow trucks being burnt up in people's driveways, and it's kind of nasty, really. They're a competitive lot, and they don't shy away from violence. Like I said, I just want to get a better look at this one guy's setup. I'll point some things out to you. And I also, yesterday, I did some footage through my local Walmart underground parking lot, and I'm going to show you what they could be used for. They are multi-purpose. They are not just for the convenience of sheltered parking for their customers. Let's just see if the sun's out today. When I left my house, it was around 5 degrees. So it was warmer yesterday, but no sun. And still there are 2 tents here. The first one is a 2-room ice shanty. It's an ice fishing tent. I have a Nordic Legend ice fishing tent. Mine's a 3 to 4 person. This guy's here right now. Oh, this guy's got solar panels. He got a solar panel out there. He's got a job box that has wheels on it, like a pickup truck job box. This guy is legit. Legit. He's got a mobility scooter. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, this guy is doing the homeless thing right. So that pickup truck job box, I'd like to believe that it's going to be hooked up to the back of a bike or an e-bike similar to mine. I would hope that it's not hooked up to the mobility scooter. See, they made that one close to the pavement, because if you come out of your tent in the morning or middle of the night to use the washroom, you're going to be stepping into wet grass, right? Especially if it's raining. If you can avoid getting your feet wet coming out to use the washroom, it's better. But then you put yourself at further risk with regards to other creepy crawlies. And I'm not talking animals, I'm talking people that want to take what you have. It's a very dangerous way of living, and I've never had to live on the street myself. Will there be a day where I might? Yeah, there might be, because we might all be living on the street or in wooded areas. Yeah, and there might be a day where I'm living on the street, or we're all living on the street out of necessity, because the way the Liberals are imploding this country, it's in the front of my mind, not the back of my mind. And people like this, these people here that are destitute now, and they will definitely have an advantage over us, and we will be looking to people like this in order to survive. They will be the ones with the knowledge, believe it or not. You might think they are unintelligent, and you know, they could have done better for themselves in life, but you don't know the circumstances of these people. There could be a doctor there, it could be a lawyer, it could be an ex-cop. And that's the way things go. And don't think that these people don't possess any sort of intelligence, because a lot of them do. And I'm not disparaging them. Sometimes it might come across like that. But I'm going to read. When I was down here yesterday, I discussed about the new Governor General appointment, Louise Arbour. And I'm going to read a comment from one of my regular viewers. And the first thing this person said to me was, you know, basically I just scratched the surface on that, and more is coming out with regards to that appointment. Why a 79-year-old French-Canadian legal expert is lured into a Governor General job. Like, I understand it's a prestigious title, and you know, obviously, you know, it's high profile, and you know, the benefits I outlined yesterday financially are top notch. But I'm going to go back up there, and I'm going to read this comment. So this person went on to say, way deeper, bud. She was hired to prorogue Parliament or dissolve it and implement the War Measures Act, that's the Emergencies Act, under the auspice of the emergency, to stop the Alberta process of separating. They want to threaten Alberta and Saskatchewan before Alberta has their vote in Alberta in October. They can threaten with the military, but haven't taken into consideration of about 40,000 licensed, law-abiding gun owners that have a difference of opinion and would gladly help out those two provinces in time of security need. I live in Manitoba and would gladly travel back to my home province of Saskatchewan and also Alberta to defend their rights and democracies on a constitutional right to separate. No problemo. So, I went on to tell this person that I did hear this theory, that she was brought in because she has such a resume and is highly regarded from her Supreme Court days and her United Nations time there and prosecuting war criminals in the Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia, and Rwanda. So it would lend a credible name for her to be in a position to invoke the Emergencies Act. And by all, well, I shouldn't say by all accounts, it is widely known, if you follow government, that she is actually in charge of our military. So she would be in charge of turning the military on people like myself and like this person that just made this comment. He referred to 40,000 licensed owners, and he said that he would be willing to go back to his province or Alberta to defend it. So they're aware of this. The Carneys of the world, the fork-tongued lizards that they are very aware of this, and they are putting the chess pieces in place to counter this. They are building up their layers of defense to take down any sort of uprising, and that includes in Alberta. Now, the lady from Promethean Updates, which is another channel, went into it in greater detail with regards to her appointment and the meaning of it. And I'm going to put that video at the end of my video in a thumbnail at the end of my video like I normally do. You just got to watch the whole video. Too bad for you. Or you can skip ahead and hit that video, because that goes into more in-depth analysis based on how it coincides with the United States. And it's a good video. I'll put that in. I can't remember how long it is, but it's going to be longer than my video. That's what I wanted to do today. I had to do a couple things, and I wanted to check out that guy's homeless encampment again, and I wanted to follow up on the Governor General's appointment. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, put it in the comment section, and I will get back to you. Enjoy your day. Sun's out in Toronto finally. That fork-tongued lizard, Mark Carney, didn't bring storm clouds with him today. Hey ladies, how would you like to walk down here by yourself? West end of Toronto. Any part of Toronto isn't safe to walk by yourself, man or woman. Don't think that you are untouchable, because we are all touchable. I think I got to dismount here, I think. Yep, I would say that I do. So I'm just gonna come through a wooded area here, and this is the Lavender Creek. This creek was just where I was at on that path where the homeless people were. So someone put some pavers in here and some stones, but definitely not rideable on my bike anyway. It's barely walkable. Let's get the pedal set up right here when you walk it. The bike's gonna get a little wet, but it's not made of sugar. I am, but the bike ain't. Gonna need Wrecker Rick to come in here and do an off-road recovery for me. Well, these are some pretty sketchy woods. Just across from the Humber buildings. I believe they're Toronto community housing buildings. It's always been a rough area around here. And this is the Black Creek to my my right. I'm running parallel with it going west. And the Lavender Creek drains into the Black Creek. It's gonna come up here. It's a big Toronto service yard, and a bunch of I think they have a landscaping company in here as well, and stones and aggregate, things like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna come up here and drink some of my coffee. Like I said, it's good to know your surrounding areas in your neighborhood in case you have to use them in an emergency to escape something and to evade something, right? I know, sounds crazy to a lot of people, but there's 0.001% of the population that is totally buying into what I'm saying, and they're they're looking at me like I'm a fledgling, and essentially I am, compared to a lot of people that do this sort of lifestyle. I have a lot to learn. You never stop learning doing this. And also, the police like coming down here and hiding too, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a TPS scout car coming through here, and they may or may not question me. I don't know, but I'm gonna sit on this little block here and have some coffee. Just gonna point out my bike quick. I have a lot of new subscribers that may have not seen my bike, and this is the bike I'm on when I'm not walking. And today I have it a little bit kitted up, but not too much. Fire torch in there. I have cordage in here. I have more fire starting equipment in there. Comprehensive first aid kit, tool kit, tire repair kit. I have my solo stove Titan in here for doing bushfire in the bottom, and I have a butane lantern in the top here. I have my water jug, and that's basically it for today. And my bike cover, my camo bike cover, my fall camo bike cover. And in here I have some tools. I have some kindling to get the fire started. I have a breakdown table in there. I have a saw in there. I have my Silky Gomboy 240 millimeter Outback saw, so in case I have to chop down some branches and whatnot. But you know, you can go back at my older videos, and I have tons and tons of video on this bike set up in different configurations, including a -20 camp. I did a -20 camp, urban camp, in a cold camp. I didn't have a hot tent, and I had the bike set up for that, and it was loaded up in -20. So yeah, there's lots of videos if you go back on my channel if you want to know more about my bike. But I have many different configurations for it. Today's not kitted up too much, and I have my my water bottle, my coffee mug holder there. Anyhow, a little tutorial in case you were wondering. People have been asking about my bike actually quite a bit. So just going into my local Walmart's underground parking, I just want to point something out to people that may not be in the know. Number one, a lot of people use this as a shortcut to avoid making a right-hand turn off St. Clair on the Runnymede South. But I'm just going to go around, and it smells like urine in here because you know, people use this as a toilet. And in the winter time, this is a little warmer. Well, it's quite a bit warmer in the winter than the outside temperature, so people come down here and warm up. And I'm talking people that that are struggling with homelessness. So you can see it's quite a large parking lot, right? And to reiterate, the whole parking lot smells like urine. Now, this is the northern wall, the northern side of the Walmart. Now, this is St. Clair right here. Now, you can see on these windows, you have bars like a prison, and you have some sort of chicken wire mesh up there as well. Now, I guess that's to try to keep any rodents out or whatever, but those bars are quite substantial, right? So people that may or may not know that in the event of mass civil unrest, these locations, Walmart locations and other big box stores, will be used as containment centers. Also, if there is widespread disease outbreak, these will also be used as containment centers, either as, I hate to say it, morgues or quarantine areas. That's why these facilities are built like this. Now, did they need this underground parking to facilitate the volume at the Walmart? It doesn't hurt, but you know, I've never been able not to find a parking spot on the surface level. Just more redundancy built in when you're building these facilities, and that's why the government kept this store open during COVID, right? And the Home Depots and the Ronas and a lot of the other grocery stores. So they are working hand in hand with the provincial, municipal, and federal governments. That's why they get preferential treatment, because they know they are an extension of the government.